So we have some new clients, and also there may be some people out there that are new to ease. So wanted to go over this from a client perspective. Hi, my name is Melissa DeWeese. I am a broker. I've been a broker for 20 years in employee benefits. And ease is something that we offer to our clients 100% free of charge. And this video is to review this service, this company, this online enrollment platform with you so that you can use it and we can all be more productive. We have found that employers that use an online enrollment system get through carrier implementation quicker. Their onboarding process with new hires is more consistent. Things are tracked. HR managers are able to pull up information on offering benefits to new hires very consistently and use that information year round. Employees also have their own login where they can access the information year round, make changes, add or remove dependents, if they get married, if they have a baby, if they get a divorce, anything like that, change their address, they can make those changes online 24/7. Our provider in online enrollment is Ease for small businesses. Of course, larger businesses usually use their payroll platform, but for smaller businesses, Ease is the go-to. So that's what I'm going to go over today. I'm going to show you what your account is going to look like. Of course, I'm going to use a demo account and just going to go over the basics. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Melissa at knomad, insgrp.com. There's also a link in the description below if you want to learn more about my company. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, you are going to get an email that looks just like this. And this email is actually customizable. So for anyone that you want to add as an administrator to your account, you can customize this email. I just use the generic email template to get us started. So I'm going to click sign up. And from that email, you'll be prompted to start your own password or set up your own password. Okay, so now that I'm all logged in as an administrator, I am going to be listed as an administrator and as an employee. So sometimes what happens is people get stuck in here in this screen. If this is happening to you, please let me know. I'm going to move this over a little bit so we can see it a little better. So this is what the employee is going to see when they log in. And of course, you can also log in as an employee and make changes to your benefits, of course. But in this demo, we're going to go over to the manage company. So this is often referred to as the head and shoulders icon, and that is here on the upper right hand corner. And what I'm going to do is walk you through the administrator side, and then we can take a look at the employee side a little bit more later. Here you will see the name of the company in the upper left hand corner here. It's just Demo Inc. Oftentimes we load in custom backgrounds and logos and things like that. It can be branded to your company to look a little bit more professional. But like I said, this is a demo account, so it's a little bland. There are no employees in here. Oftentimes when we do have a new client, we will preload any employee information that we already have for you. But again, this is a demo account, so there are no employees listed except for company admin. I put the name of the admin as company admin, so it's showing as the name. But here I will add an employee just to show you how to do that. Even if we do preload names into this list, we do want you to go over it and just double check for any errors. So go to this actions button, this blue actions button. You'll see several drop downs here. Obviously, this system has a lot of functions, but we're going to stick to the basics today. I will show you how to add an employee. So if you go through the list here, and we do recommend that you audit the list when you first come into the account to ensure accuracy, or to maybe add a new hire that's come in after you sent us the census, or terminate an employee after you've sent us the census. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to add an employee and show you how to do that. So we're going to say what we are going to do is add in a first name, last name, date of birth, sex, social. I did enter in a dummy social here, a dummy address, and then click next. Here you will say whether or not it's a full-time, part-time, variable hours, seasonal, contractor, or intern. Please fill out all of the employee information. Ease can be used to track your employees as well. So the bare minimum, enter in all full-time employees. Full-time is going to be considered 30 hours a week or more. However, entering in all employees is a good idea. Status is going to be active. There are obviously other statuses here. We use test accounts internally most of the time. You as an HR person can do a test account if you want to play with this and see exactly what it's going to look like on the employee side, and it will not impact any feeds. So when your company is set up completely and we have all connections with all of your carriers set up, if you do want to play around with an employee, please, please, please set it at a test status. Otherwise, the enrollment will go through. So in this instance, because it's a demo account, there's no connections or anything like that. So I'm going to try to reenact a real life scenario here and click active. How many hours a week? I'll put 40, and then I will put that this employee was hired January 1st and put in a sample email. Okay, we're going to say this employee makes $60,000 a year. We're going to say it's salary. And this is also an area that I see left out, because you can add an employee without filling out this information. So you can see that there are asterisks next to the required information. And so sometimes people just skip over the non-asterisk areas to get the task done. And I do see people go back in here and add compensation, and this pay cycle will default to monthly for whatever reason, even though most of the time people are bi-weekly or semi-monthly or weekly. I've even seen it defaulting to annual. So that will mess up the payroll deduction calculations. Many HR people love this system because it will calculate and summarize payroll deductions, employee costs for you in just a few clicks. However, if it's calculating annually or monthly and you are paying out weekly or bi-weekly, it can be a pretty significant error. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Click bi-weekly and add employee. So this employee is now added, and now I went ahead and added a couple employees here. So now I have Bob, Sue, and Timmy. And Timmy was just hired 5-1. I put him in 5-1. Everybody else I put in 1-1 because I want to show you something when we go to enroll him. As we'll put him as a new hire. And Sue, so we're going to go ahead and terminate Sue. So we click on Sue's profile. You'll see a tab for profile and employment. Under the employment tab here, we can go ahead and click this blue button and hit terminate. It will ask if it was voluntary or involuntary and gross misconduct. If you have a COBRA administrator, and once your feed is set up, this will automatically feed over to your COBRA administrator. And date of change, we're going to go ahead and put today's date. And Uh, just going to put new job with competitor. Okay, we lost them. So now when I click over back to this employee tab under the demo account, you will see now only 3 employees are showing. And you go, well, what if I want to see all employees? Where did she go? There's a drop down here where you can click all and you will see Sue here listed, and you will see that she is listed as terminated. You can also just look at terminated employees if you would like. Okay, so we're back to the main page. You'll see profile here again with you listed as the admin, a tab for employees. So all of our 3 employees are listed here. The benefits tab shows the plans offered. Here we've just listed medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. Of course, we can list all benefits such as FSAs, HSAs, supplemental plans through Aflac or any other supplemental company, disability insurance, and so on. Documents, this is for any special documents you want the employees to have access to. We usually put benefit summaries and benefit guides in here. The ACA tab, this is for if you do need to do ACA reporting, you can do that through here if you choose. There's additional services for HR if you want to buy additional services. That's a side conversation. You can link to payroll. This is also a side conversation. Logins, this is where you can send your employees logins, send logins to the account. There will be some login templates here. We can create customized templates for you to access each time someone is enrolled. So you can, change the subject or change the messaging here if you choose. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. Marketplace, these are additional services. It's a little bit redundant here, the Ease HR and so on. These are additional services that you can purchase through Ease if you choose. Again, that's a side conversation. And settings. So this is where you can build email templates and look at billing information. And again, that is another side template. That is another side conversation. Under profile, we have details. This is where you can fill out when your company was established. We fill out most of this for you. So if you're in there, you should see some of this filled out, if not all of it already. Organization, this is where you can build out different job titles, job classes, departments, and so on. Then, so what I am going to do is show you when you click on an employee, how you can see what they're enrolled in or how to enroll them yourselves if you have to. So under Timmy T, we have his basic information, date of birth, social address. He can go in here and add his dependents, or you can add them for him. You can send him login information from here if you would like. So this is another way to send out login information or reset the password. Then we have employment. So this is where his date of hire is listed if you want to track hours, sick hours. Compensation is also listed here. This is where I said that sometimes I go in here and if somebody's saying, hey, the deductions aren't showing correctly, it might be listed as monthly or annually when you're biweekly, so that's a good thing to double check. You can also change the compensation. So obviously people get raises over time. So if you've been using Ease for a while, and everybody gets a raise annually or they get a promotion, you can go ahead and change that here. It is important, even if this is not connected to payroll, to track the compensation for most employers because many life insurance plans are based off of salary and certainly disability plans are based off of your compensation. So very important to track that here. And here is the benefits area where you can actually go in and make changes. Oh, Timmy doesn't have, something. Oh, I didn't put the state. So it was missing some information. I somehow missed putting in the state and his address, so it wouldn't let me enroll. So I went ahead and corrected that, and I can click enroll here. Now, down below, they have, in this demo account, we've put in 3 different plans because we wanted to show you how it will show what the different payrolls are here. And below each plan, you can access the SBCs and the summary of benefits. Now, we usually have a customized benefit guide as well that will show these side by side to assist the employees in making a decision, but they are in the system here as well if the employee wants to access more detailed information. So we're going to have Timmy select the silver. So this is a bronze, silver, and gold plan. We're going to go to the dental. Does have a dental plan that he can enroll in. Does have a dental plan that he can enroll in, so we're going to click select and save. Vision, we're going to say that he wants vision. Selected and save. Life insurance, select and save. So this down here, when you at the bottom of each one, you'll see that there's a qualifying event area. This is specifically for accounting for a qualifying event. We're going to treat this employee as a new hire, so that's not going to be relevant here, but you can certainly add a qualifying event under this blue actions tab. So let's assume this employee doesn't want to go online, doesn't have access to a phone, which is crazy. But sometimes we get resistance from employees and they want to do everything via paper. So we can go down to this we found out that the employee wants all benefits. We can even give them this summary here. Again, by going to the Actions tab and clicking Summary Report, it's going to be generated in the Reports tab, and I'll show you where to get that. And also under Enrollments, I can have enrollment forms pre-filled out for him. So I've gone ahead and clicked Actions and Enrollment Forms. So I will show you those two actions here under Reports. So this is a little bit strange. This is the strangeness within ease. Most things are pretty self-explanatory within ease if you've used other enrollment systems before, but this report tab threw me off for a while. So you do have to go to this reports tab to download the enrollment forms. So you trigger the download under the employee, under that blue actions tab, and then to find out where those were downloaded to, they're actually under the reports section, which is a little bit strange. So I had triggered the enrollment summary to be downloaded, and then I also triggered the enrollment forms to be downloaded. So I'll first show you what this enrollment summary looks like. So you can always hand this to the employee and show them this summary so that they can see their costs per pay period, right? And then you can get a signature from them to get their permission for deducting it from their paycheck, okay? Which is often, which is a requirement. You do need a signature from an employee before you start deducting. So this is something that will help you capture that here. And enrollment forms. So you do have access to these forms. You can print this out and have the employee sign it, and it's all pre-filled out. So you don't have to sit there with the employee and say, oh, you missed this line or anything like that. The system, as you enroll the employee online, it's not going to let you move forward until it has all the information it needs. So that is a nice time saver there, even for people that really need to use a paper application. Now I would like to show you what it looks like from the employee's perspective. So we'll go back to the benefits tab for Bob D. Actually, let me show you from this perspective. So here's the employee list. We click on Bob D. We go to the tab labeled benefits, click actions, view as employee, and he will start here under profile. So you'll be able to review his profile, confirm if all the information is correct, make sure that everything with an asterisk is completed, job title, and he can add dependents here. So if he has more dependents, he can add that here. We're not going to add another one. We just have one child in here for him. So you can see what that looks like. Also, any dependents that he adds here will also show under the beneficiaries section. And also please note that any dependents that are added here, it does not mean that they're going to automatically be enrolled. It's just going to show you the option to enroll them. And we'll see what that looks like here in a moment. We have Medicare section, so if the employee has Medicare, they'd add those benefits here. But if they don't, they can skip it. Then here they can enroll or decline in benefits. So here we're going to try to enroll the child, and it's going to give us all of the payroll deductions for the 3 options on the medical plan for both Bob and Betty. And then if we decline Betty, it will show us information just for Bob. So we are going to continue here. Then we'll go to dental, and he wants to enroll both himself and his child. Gives us that election there. And then you can see it changes when we decline the child. And because Bob was listed as a new hire, it will automatically calculate what the effective date will be. So if you'll recall, the other ones all started January 1st. Bob was a new hire, so I think he was a new hire. Oh no, he was a January 1st, so it is backdating it. But anyway, the point is that the system will automatically calculate the effective date based off of either the qualifying event or the date of hire. Enrolled here for vision, enrolled here for life. If you have a life plan that has multiple options, that will be shown here. Again, this is just a demo account, so that information is blank right now. And beneficiaries, so he can choose whom he wants to have as a beneficiary, and then he can either edit the beneficiary information or even add an additional beneficiary here if perhaps he wants a beneficiary that is not a dependent. So perhaps he wants his parents or an aunt or a friend listed as a beneficiary. He can do that by clicking add, complete that information, and then list what percentage he wants here. Now, beneficiaries can be split, so he might want 50% to go to his child and 50% to go to his spouse, or he wants to add a contingent beneficiary down here. So here originally we had it as 100% goes to the child. If the child is deceased at the time the insured is deceased, it would be contingent or secondary to go to Sue. So you can make all those changes here. Coverage, if you have previous coverage, you can add that here. Although most of the time it is not required. It's usually required for virgin groups. Sometimes for a qualifying event, so that information can be stored here as needed. A summary is then given. Now this system does not show us completely what it looks like from the employee's perspective. However, in general, this is what it looks like. There's one more step that the employee will be prompted to go to, and that will be a signature, a sign and complete option. They will click that button, It'll pull up and look like a DocuSign, review all of the application pages will present themselves through a PDF. The employee can scroll through that, sign, it'll prompt them to sign in each of the areas where a signature is required. You click complete, and that completes the enrollment. When the enrollment is complete, it will show under here. Okay, so it will show completed. So right now it says in progress because he hasn't gone through and completed the signature because we're not logged in as Bob, but it does show him in progress, and then we can always send email as follow-up. You can even send follow-ups in here if you would like. You can create a template for follow-ups through here, through this login area, or you can just directly email them, obviously, through your inbox, your company's inbox. So that is the overview of ease. If you have any questions or you want to know more about this platform, please feel free to reach out to me. I have my email address down below. It's melissa@knomad.com. And I also have a link in the description to learn more about my company. And thank you for reviewing this with me. Thank you for learning more about your job. Thank you. I appreciate you clients who are always working so hard to work with us and get us all the information that we need to do our job better. Selfishly, this system really helps us in communication with you to ensure everything is accurate when we're submitting to underwriters and getting you the best rates possible. So we really appreciate the efforts here in making sure that employees are enrolled in a timely manner and getting their ID cards on time and so on. So thank you for taking this time to watch the video, get educated, and I'll see you next time.